75% of the time, I'm correct. So tonight's not that night, although it looks like it is that night, but we assumed 45 minutes ago that it wasn't that night. But thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of this celebration. It's the third night of Hanukkah. It's the third night of our Chanukat Habayit. We are doing this in shifts because that's the way we do things. But actually, if you're not tired of the term silver linings, what that's allowed us to do has been to be able to focus on different things on different nights. And that's actually been really meaningful. I want to thank our development team, Sarah Hassan, who has organized all of these events. Thank you very much. Heidi Greenbaum, our Director of Development, who has been working tirelessly on this and so many other things, including ideas that come up at the last minute, as we know. To Nick Fada, who thought we were going to be on the roof at 4:48 until we decided to change the plan. To Joel and our tech team, thank you very much for making this all possible. So when you have a celebration, the question always is, can you say a Shechayanu if it's the third night? We've been doing this already, and there's a concept in Halachav, Panim Chadashot, or Panim Chadashos, if you're more comfortable with that, that when you bring new people to a celebration, the celebration is renewed. So Shechayanu v'kimanu v'yanu lazman hazeh, this is really a special place. You quickly take things for granted, and it's very gratifying to see people coming out of the building and feeling excited for their kids, feeling excited for our community, feeling excited for the institution, and for the future at a time that is kind of challenging. So last night we focused on the Bronx. We actually dedicated the space to the memory of Rabbi Herschel Schachter, rabbi of the Mashal Jewish Center. And we were able to remind people that the Bronx is the Bronx. It's not just Riverdale. There's a Bronx out there, and there's a rich Jewish history in the Bronx, and that was very meaningful. And the night before, we invited parents and grandparents of third-generation SAR students and people around them to celebrate the continuity of this institution. And that was special in a different way. And tonight, as we were thinking of a theme, we decided to dedicate tonight to our ELC faculty. Those who are here, those who have worked here for years and even for decades, those who come in each and every day and make this place special, regardless of what building we're in. But actually, buildings have significance this week. On Monday and Tuesday, we commemorated Kristallnacht. The nights in November 9th, the days of November 9th and 10th, 1938, the night of broken glass, the night that people tried to take away our symbols, and those symbols really matter. And that's why they tried to take them away. And they didn't just try, but they actually succeeded for the most part in taking those symbols away. They missed the fact that the symbols, as great as they are and as great as they were, are still just symbols. But v'yasuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham, that as great as any mikdash, as any physical space is, it is significantly less important or even unimportant related to the people that reside within them. So tonight, we're obviously celebrating a new building, and we're excited about that. But we're focusing on the people that make that building special and that allow the kids to come into that building and for their creativity to be unlocked and for them to be in school and to be happy to be in school. And we just hope, today was day 42, if those of us who are counting, we hope that that continues. And this building, perhaps not coincidentally, one of the people who worked so hard on this is one of our lay leaders, Mr. Nathan Kahn, who has a rich German Jewish heritage, who loves to build with glass, who loves to build spaces that are open, spaces that you can see in and that you can see out, and to make this beautiful space that you were able to tour tonight. In this week's Parsha, and I will mention, because my father asked me to, it's my grandmother's yahrzeit tonight, Shano Peril Bat Sholem Gershon. And he asked me to learn Torah tonight in her memory, and I might not be learning any more Torah besides this. So I'd like to dedicate that learning in her memory. In this week's Parsha, when Eliezer, Eved Avraham, Eliezer, the servant of Avraham, was sent to find a wife for Yitzchak, he says one thing to Avraham, Ulai lo toveh isha. Maybe she won't want to go with me. Maybe I won't be able to convince her. And Rashi points out that the Ulai is written without a vav. And what he really means is Elai. Maybe she'll come to me. And I think what Rashi's trying to tell us is that the word Ulai is a really powerful word. Because when you inject doubt into yourself, when you inject doubt into a mission, when you inject doubt into something that's important, you can really challenge that mission. And it was only Avraham who said, Ulai yesh, when he was arguing with God, when God said, I want to destroy Sodom, and he says, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe there are tzaddikim in that city. Ulai yesh chamishim tzaddikim b'toch ha'ir. He used that powerful word ulai to say, look at the possibilities that we have. I feel blessed to be part of a community where decisions can be made, even though it's really sensible to say, ulai, maybe this is not going to work. Maybe we won't get the permits. Maybe we won't find the money. Maybe we won't be able to make it work. Maybe we won't find space for the kids. And to be among people who are ulai yesh with every fiber of their being, who just say yes. And we try to model that in the way we deal with our students and our children from 2 years old. So we're standing here without the rain. It says in the rain, but it's not the rain. The pandemic numbers are rising. We have anxiety about real things, which is really legitimate. But we're celebrating our future, and we're trying to say, Ulai yesh. These kids will be here. These children will be able to learn. These children will be able to look out of that beautiful glass and see a world which is bright, which is open, which is full of light, and which is full of positivity. Thanks for coming. Yeah. So 14 years ago, wherever she is, Alana Rifkin-Gelnick was with her family at a Pesach program. I don't think it was Mount Airy anymore. My family was there as well, and she wanted to be an assistant teacher at SAR. It felt a little bit like a conversion program. Do you really want to do this? It's really far. Doesn't make so much sense. There are wonderful places closer to you, but she was persistent and passionate and determined and excited to be part of this school. So I gave the resume to Millie Rosner, and she went through an entire process, and she gave it back to me, and she said, definitely hire. So we did. 6 years ago, when we were looking for a new ELC director, after Marcia Jacobowitz was here for close to 40 years. Someone who could think big and small, someone who loves children, somebody who has boundless positive energy, somebody who understands curriculum, understands child development, somebody that can get this job done. It was clear that she could do it. The job description at the time didn't exist, and it certainly didn't include architecture, interior design, and all the other things that over the last 2 years she has brought to this project from the very, very beginning. It was supposed to be 14 months, but it became 2 years. Every single detail that you just saw, every detail that you walked through was thought through Teachers were brought into this process, were involved in the process, and there was tremendous vision in making this dream a reality. Alana, I'm so honored that tonight, which is dedicated to the ELC faculty, as we dedicate a new building, your family has agreed to make that drive from Long Island that you take every day. Leah and Terry, Barbara and Alan, Adam, I hope and believe that you are truly proud tonight to see the fruits of 2 years of a labor of love. Every detail of this 36,000 or 42,000, we still don't know, square foot building is hers. And I know how proud you are. Thank you for dedicating the space that is Alana's office and for allowing her to feel that pride when she walks in at approximately 5:45 a.m. every day. Your grandparents, Alana, Mrs. and Mr. Pizer, not able to be here tonight, but hopefully able to hear this. I know that your Nana misses the days when you somehow figured out a way to have Mondays with Nana. They dedicated the mezuzot that our students placed on their classroom doors. I thought we would wait till the dedication to put them up, but your grandfather said that 30 days is 30 days, so we put them up earlier. I know how much that means to us, to you, and to them. Thank you for being part of this celebration from afar. Mazal tov on a very special night. Alana, thank you.
Hi, everyone. Oh, do we have? Yeah, no. So the first night we had none of this. So, but now, it's the good stuff. Okay, hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. Before I start, I'd like to say a special thank you to my family. Here with us tonight is my husband, Adam, my parents, Leah and Terry Rifkin, my in-laws, like mom and dad, Barbara and Alan Wexelbaum. My grandparents, my Nana and Zayda, Susie and Paul Pizer, I think are on Zoom, although they were eating dinner and weren't so keen on coming on, but it's being recorded. We'll certainly get the highlights later. Words cannot begin to express the hakarat hatov I have for all of you and our entire family. You have been there with me every step of my journey, and I could not be luckier to have had you as my role models for life. Thank you for supporting me as I dreamed of taking this position. Thank you for being models for how to have a fulfilling work life while also keeping family at my center. I'm humbled and grateful that you threw your support and encouragement behind me. At the beginning of this amazing journey, as our time in the carriage house was coming to a close and a wonderful new chapter in our ELC story was about to start, I decided to write an anecdotal for the place that we called home for 48 years. So as we find ourselves here, standing on top, well, we were supposed to be on top of this amazing new structure. By the way, it stopped raining, which I said probably would happen. I'm moved to share the following anecdotal with you. Dear new ELC, it's hard to believe that you have only just rejoined the SAR family. Though we pivoted and shifted in your absence, it feels impossible to imagine that we were ever able to do this without you. Instantly, you became a vital member of our ELC community, and you have already left an indelible mark. Your inherent warmth has been magnetic from the outset, and your space was immediately sought after by teachers and students of all age groups. Your added brightness and zest for color are equally beautiful and inviting. You are leading by example and exceeding our expectations. With you, we could always expect warmth and flexibility, which is why it feels crazy to say that you have elevated yourself in this area, but it's true. With your welcoming disposition, you not only created a fast home for 250 ELC students, but you also welcomed 85 guests from the first grade. And you did this without moving a wall or adjusting a pipe. Such a role model of Hachnasat Orchim and genuine selflessness. You put on hold the hopes of a sensory gym and indoor play space, and instead prioritize the need to provide a warm home for students in need. You know and trust that your wonderful dreams for these amazing spaces will soon be realized, and you are content and patient during this complicated time. Though you may be a new construction, you exhibit the maturity of a centuries-old castle, placing the larger needs of the community in front of your own, exuding all that we teach and establishing the standard for all to follow. You exude confidence without arrogance. Just a short time ago, your footprint held a 12,000 square foot building, and now you have sprouted to triple that. And yet, no matter how large you grow, you never lose sight of your essence, the foundation of openness on which you were built. The glass that spans your exterior and envelops each classroom maintains that defining characteristic and furthers your mission. It was an area you committed to improving, and improve you certainly did. Even through this pandemic, you enabled us to stay safe and open. For now, I hope. Your outdoor spaces encourage exploration of the world and help us keep children outdoors as much as possible. You create opportunities for climbing, running, and jumping, and never settle for anything less. For any other structure, it would be exhausting to have children running your walls and through your halls all day and every day, but not for you. You revel in it, feed off of it, and thrive in it. From the constant hum of children laughing, singing, and talking, no matter whether in English or Hebrew, you are electrified. You are deliberate and methodical. Every detail, no matter how big or small, is important to you. You cared enough to coordinate your carpet tiles with the color of each respective floor. You decided to begin counting your floors from 0 because it was important for you to teach an appreciation for the value of 0. As you climb up from floor 0, the wide open staircase, you hear the beautiful clamor of children counting stairs and naming colors. Green, yellow, red, purple, and blue. By the time they reach the roof, no time has been wasted thanks to you. Fully immersed in conversations about numbers and colors, their likes and their dislikes, and the world as they perceive it. And of course, we cannot forget your classrooms. Inviting just scratches the surface, as each classroom is unique and simultaneously open-ended in thought and in practice. The children control the experience as the teachers guide incredible transformations. Your furniture is a transforming cog in this imagination machine. A loft one day, a hospital the next, an apple orchard the following week, and a voting station later on. When your building is an open-ended wonderland, the sky is no longer the limit. What has not changed is the core of who you are. You have always created a space and continue to create space for all to find their opportunity to shine. Not only did you provide the furniture with a blank canvas to push the boundaries, but also, and perhaps more importantly, you provided the teachers with an enhanced platform to continue their amazing work with children. You know how lucky you are to have these exceptional educators in your midst, and the amazing relationship between you and them has quickly rekindled. I can't wait to see what you come up with next. As we look back on the time that has passed since you were just a 12,000 square foot carriage house, and we take stock of the project that brought us to this point, I can't help but marvel at the accomplishment that you are and the success that you represent. So many people were instrumental to you during your formative months as we carried the idea of you into a reality. Rabbi Krause was committed to making you spectacular. He pushed the project forward and never allowed for complacency nor nostalgia to inhibit the realization of that goal. With Nathan Kahn at the helm, you knew everything would come together effectively and efficiently. Nathan's a lot like you, deeply passionate about our community, relentlessly committed to its growth and success, and an inspiration to all who have the privilege to work with him. And of course, you would not be standing here beneath us today, or over there, if not for Nick and his exceptional handiwork. He literally built you with his own 2 hands, and as we have come to expect but never take for granted, Nick did an unbelievable job. What you know better than anyone or anything is that for us at SAR, children are at the center of everything. They matter most, and they are the center of our universe. The work that we do within your glass walls is life-altering and has the power to shape the world. Stay bright, stay warm, and stay open. Our promise to you is that we will never stop growing and we will never stop creating. Thank you for being a perpetual reminder that anything is possible. Am I allowed to use the same one twice?
Thank you, Alana. Not even anecdotal season yet. We're getting warmed up early. I would like to recognize the faculty that are here tonight. Noah Wolf, Michelle Halpert, Shira Kroll, Susan Rosh. Thank you very much for being here. Susan, welcome back. You look like you're having too good a time not being here this year, but you're coming back. Now it's public, it's on recording, and there's family here. Beth Pepper and Sharon Richter, administrators, colleagues, friends, role models for me and for all of us actually working in this building this year because we needed the space. Rabbi Danny Kroll said to me on the way out, well, what was the plan if there wouldn't have been a new building? And there was no plan had there been no new building, and we are grateful. But Sharon and Beth, you are incredible people. Our students, our children are incredibly lucky to have you leading them. We know that when they leave the ELC, or in this case, when they stay in the ELC an extra year, they are in great, great hands. And as they continue their SAR education, something that you represent in everything that you do. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Nothing makes us more proud than to have faculty at SAR who were once students. Right? There, yeah, thank you. You're still here, Michelle. I know it's late. Michelle Halpert, you and I are in that same club, but I only came, when did you come? You started from the beginning? So I came in 6th grade, and I wasn't much of a student, but I still feel privileged to be part of that group. Your family has been connected to SAR for decades. Your father's presence here at board meetings and in the community in general is legendary. I continue to hear stories every time I speak to Rabbi Fold. And that's really cool and really great that you now are a teacher here, a parent here, and somebody that makes a big difference in this school. So as we honor SAR faculty, I'd like to invite you to say a few words. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Rabbi Krause, for the introduction. It's hard to believe that I'm standing before you today. My story at SAR started 80 years ago. For all of you trying to figure that out, let me explain a little. A few years ago, SAR asked everyone, what's your SAR number? It was an activity that everyone participated in, and I was excited as I started calculating my number. Every year you went to the school or worked in the school was calculated and then added to the total sum of your family members. So to summarize for you, my husband and I both went to SAR as students. He's been coaching at the high school since it opened, and I work in the ELC. Each of our 4 children, ranging in age 4 years to 12, are currently students here. Total years for our family comes to 80. Take a minute. 80 years at SAR. Now you may be wondering, what's the significance? Why am I sharing this with you? When I think about SAR, I realize that I've spent more than 3/4 of my life as part of the SAR family. SAR is my home, and my family's home. It's hard to even consider what our lives would be without SAR. I joined the SAR family as a preschooler, attending classes in the mansion's old carriage house, which stood right over there, or on top if we were up there. I remember walking the hallways, the smell of the challah on Fridays, and the warmth that embraced me as a young girl. What stood out most of all was the uniqueness and oneness of the community. These very special qualities continued throughout my journey as an SAR student and helped shape the person that I was to become. As I fast forward to my adult years, when I returned to the carriage house as a teacher, I found that so many of those feelings and senses came back to me. The school has grown, but the warmth and intimacy remained. I felt so fortunate that this was the environment in which my own children would spend their preschool years. Their experiences in ELC provided each of my 4 children with a rich foundation filled with middot, a love of learning, and a love for Judaism. During our last year in the old ELC, I spent time reminiscing about the building with my colleagues, some of whom were my very own teachers when I was 3 and 4, then turned colleagues, then turned friends. As we spoke, I realized that the room I was teaching in was my very first preschool classroom as a child. So many years had passed, changes had been made, but the values and mission remained the same. And now, today, we stand here with the future of the ELC before us. Our home is now a beautiful, state-of-the-art building, the fruition of so many dreams. The vision of Alana Rifkin-Gelnick and her think big mindset allowed this dream to become a reality. At its heart, the new ELC is a place of warmth. It is a place of community. It is a place of exploration, and it is a place where children today and in future generations feel at home. In this new, open, bright, incredible space, they will find endless amounts of opportunity and abundant room for growth. The love that they feel here will fill their lives with meaningful memories, just as the old ELC provided for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle. To conclude, I would like to ask Emily Hausman to say a few words. Emily, first of all, you always send magnificent and grateful emails, and they matter. They really do. They matter, and thank you. You're a mother. Your family is involved in the school. Your husband is involved in the community. You're an educator, and you're deeply committed to everything that we do here. So thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for agreeing to address us on this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi Krause. We moved from Birmingham, Alabama, not the Upper West Side, to Riverdale, and we moved for SAR. My sister-in-law had taught here 15 years back, and we knew such amazing things. And if I can take a job where my children can go to SAR, that's the job I'm going to take. From my love letters to the SAR administration to Friday night when the Parsha pages would come home and I would have a glass of Shabbat wine in me and my happy tears that I would cry at the Shabbat dinner table, to my mom saying to Ben, my 3rd child, Benny, turn your Zoom up a little bit louder so I know when you need snack. Really turn your Zoom up a little bit louder so I can hear just what Maura Susan has to say. To swearing up and down when my kids came. They had Jessica and Michelle and Orna, and we thought we had hit the Maura gold mines until we realized that all teachers were just that wonderful. To the fact that I had another baby just so I could send them to this building. I'm blessed enough to be part of a national fellowship with JCC Association that when my mentor came here, I said, we have to go see SAR. And since, 2 years ago, she every time we talk about Alana, Kathy refers to her as the magical Alana. The Talmud teaches us that the world is sustained by the pure vapors of breath of the young children of Beit Rabban. I can't imagine holier work in the world than educating and literally building the Jewish community, starting with the foundation. Tonight is dedicated to our Morot, who see every child B'Tselem Elokim, ensure that moments of Hitorah, amazement, and awakening happen every day, and are amazing role models, not only to our children, but our entire community. My bracha for you as you enter this new building every day is that you continue to grow your practice take strength in the amazing educators that surround you. And every day you're able to see why you have dedicated yourself to this avoda, this holy work in the world. We as parents are beyond blessed that our community's future rests in your hands. And I can't thank you enough for your work.
Okay, here's the surprise part. Alan, I know that you can read Hebrew because we go way back, and you're Bal Koreh. So I'm going to ask you to honor us for the Mizmor Shir Chanukat Habayit LeDavid. Nusach or no nusach, whatever you want. Just to add a tefillah to tonight, and to ask you at the end, we'll conclude with a brief video to give you a little glimpse into what happens when there are kids in the building. Please, 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 the sushi's not going to be good tomorrow, so take it home, enjoy it, and thank you for being part of the celebration. Alan. Make sure it doesn't go off. Thanks.
I gotcha. Mizmor Shir Chanukat Habayit LeDavid. Armim Adonai ki dilitano lo simati oivai li. Adonai Elohai shivati alecha v'tirpaini. Adonai halita min shol nafshi. Chayitanu miyar dibar zamula Adonai chasida v'hodu l'zecher kadsho. Ki rega bi'apo chayim b'rtzano. Ba'arav yolin bechi v'laboker rinab. ואני אמרתי בשלבי בא למות לעולם אדוני ברצונך אמרת להר עוז. הסתרת פניך הייתי נבהל. אליך נא יקרא ואלי את חנן. מה בצע בדמי בריתי אל שחת. הידך עפר אגיד עמיתך. שמע אדוני וחנני. אדוני היה עוזר לי. הפכתי מספדי למחולי. ביטחתי שקי ותעזרני שמחה. למען יזמרך חבוא ולא ידום אדוני אלוהי לעולם מודעך.
Second. Thank you, Al. Thank you, and Mazal Tov. Just want to, Liz Spivak is here. I'm sorry to mention you, but you're amazing, Liz. Not only amazing, she's director of our admissions. She makes sure that people continue to come. I spoke to Leah about our admissions policies, which we're going to revise. I have to tell you about that. But we got to keep them coming, and you do that. You do that with tremendous grace and tremendous energy and a lot of hard work. So thank you, Liz. I also want to thank and welcome Jonathan Isaac to our team. He's been here for a couple of months, and we increased our cleaning staff. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being committed to SAR. Enjoy. Thank you. Good night. Stay safe. And wait. I see some letters that have like some crowns on them. Did anybody find the crowns on some of the letters?
Here's yours. Oh, hey, you got disappointed too, and it's right next to the other one. You know what disappointed means? Check you in. I'm going to take your temperature.
all. That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.